Alright, so we're gonna do a quick rundown of my PvE and PvP build real quick, since it was asked on the stream anyway. And I might as well just upload this to YouTube later on anyway. So we're just gonna do like a full view of the two stances that I'm currently using for PvE and PvP. So for PvP, I'm using Anger Tactic and Slaughter Tactic. For Anger Tactic, basically you don't put any skills up in here. You just put this into pull-in, decrease cooldown, it's pretty good. Skill has only 5 meters range, it's not great, but you can oftentimes use it as a follow-up after other CCs before people get away. So you pull them back in and then you can like do a knock-up. It's pretty useful, good chain. Next up, obviously, you get Cry of Anger, decrease cooldown, into double Earthquake. Earthquake is like your best skill, pretty much. So, yeah, it's pretty good. Get it. Here, increase damage. Here, increase stun. Whenever you can basically get increased CC on a skill, it's almost always good to get. But that's basically it for this stance. Then for this stance in terms of skills, I have points in here. I would not recommend it. I tried it out just to see if like the healing would be worth it, but it's really not enough. It's not worth it. So you can definitely spend these points better. I'll go over to where I would put those points in a bit. But then yeah, same idea again here. Rumbling Ground, Earthquake, it's perfect. Get more stun on it. Everyone loves it. Then here your only actual proper gap closer in this game is this one, this Assault. You can increase the stun duration, and you definitely need to increase the stun duration, so to do that. And I don't think like none of the other skills here are really worth it. It's like increased damage, increased anger. Same here really, so you don't get increased CC, so it's not really worth it. Alright, so now for these points, if I wouldn't put these, you could consider putting them and either into maybe more damage on Rhapsody. That's decent. You could get like some more anger on some skills. That would work. Potentially, I guess you could put like another airborne in here. I should probably do that actually. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, and then I don't know, the rest is not really worth it. The skill selection for Berserkers is kind of meh for PvP. So there's one additional thing that I haven't skilled here, and I think that's worth it worth to consider for PvP in Battlegrounds, and that is basically this tree here. Going for Decapitate into Rapid Attack into Finishing Blow. This is probably like the highest DPS or highest damage burst that you can do. Maybe after Earthquake, but this is pretty good. And in one-on-one, this is most likely going to be useless unless you get like all the CC breaks of an enemy out and then you use Force Down to get like a long knockdown. And then you have like the time to charge this to like level 2, maybe level 3. And then you like follow up with these two. But in Battleground, people are like not going to pay attention to you as much. And you will most likely be able to like get this off relatively easily. And then just get some good bursts. Maybe like have a like when a Guardian is attacking someone, they keep on CCing them, and then you just come in with like this and you do some good additional damage. But yeah, your basic strat for like PvP is basically you have the gap closer and then you use like this combo for the knockdown. You can also use this for the knock up. It's not a huge difference, honestly. It's just that this one does a little bit more damage, I suppose. And then basically in here you know just use your Earthquakes basically on cooldown as often as you can. Pull in people for the CC as often as you can. Your damage isn't all that great on Berserker. It's okay-ish now after the DPS nerf, but it's really not amazing. So your main goal is to really just keep CC on people and until they die, and have like other people help out. Alright, and AoE CC is amazing, really good. Then for non-stand skills, first up is Enraged Warrior. You want to go down all the way to the end on the middle path. You don't necessarily need the cooldown reduction, but I'd say you should get it. So basically this middle path is that you will get CC immunity while you use it. So basically that's like the additional effect with its crowd control. And it basically just decreases cooldown. Nice. Yeah, and basically the skill, as you might know, when you activate it, it just drains your rage. And Yeah, the cool thing about this one is that it also, while it's active, gives you, it says 50% parry rate. It actually gives you 40% parry returns. I don't know, it's just wrong tooltip. But yeah, right now I'm at 54%, and bam, now at 14%. So you have like over 50% parry rate, which is pretty good. So you're gonna reduce damage that's coming in by a lot. So it's pretty good for your survivability. I'm not putting anything into my roll, and I honestly, you shouldn't, because it's just gonna increase the cooldown on it. And nah, you really don't want to have an increased cooldown. Even if you can reduce it, like by some points, usually it's still gonna be higher afterward. So it's just really not that good. So yeah, all right. And then this one as well. The only points I would put in here is maybe like the middle one to get more rage. But we currently don't really have more roll stones to get more than one. So you can get this. It's a little bit more anger, and I think the trade-off for the cooldown is fine. Then your most important skill, definitely want to skill this. Force stall all the way. Decrease the cooldown. It's an amazing CC skill. Basically, this chain makes it so that you get like additional 5.2%. I think it's just flat out 2.5% because it removes the 0.5% from this one. But basically 2.5%, then another 2.5 seconds, 0.5 seconds, and another 0.5. So you have like 3.5 second of CC on this one. It would be nice if this had like a little bit more range. I think that would be like a good change for Berserker, make them a little bit more viable. Just give this one like, instead of 6, give it like 10. Because 6 meters is just, as soon as someone runs, they're always going to be out of range. But yeah, it's pretty good. Get it. And then for abilities, I want to go up to here for the 50 attack power, because the attack power is amazing. Then you definitely want to get the hit. That's pretty nice. Frenzy is pretty good. Gives you more crit and attack speed. And then get the strength here, obviously. And then I go all the way to here for the 3% damage increase. Now, I have some points left over, and I don't really like any of the skills that are available here. You could like get maybe some more defense, like 3% damage reduction would be nice. These are useless. Unless you want to do like dungeons, more combat points. You could get this one if you like really want to get more honor, but 10%. It's not going to work on like quests or whatever. It's only going to work on kills. So it's not going to be that much, honestly. The end game would be that you try to get up to here, because this one, okay, it's like 16% extra damage to other players. So that's pretty dope. And then this one's also like 13%. And I think you can skill both. I haven't tried that actually yet, because I didn't want to waste any points. Could probably try it on this. But either way, if it's like a PvP page, this one for sure. You have like 10% extra crit damage here. It's nice, but crit isn't that massive in this game. But yeah, that's basically for PvP. This is the build I'm running. The reason I'm not running, for example, this stance is because this one, even though it says it stuns for 1 second, it doesn't. It's a lie. And then it makes it pretty much useless as a gap closer, to be honest, because as soon as someone runs away from you and you use this, by the time you do like the animation, you land and you can do something again, they're already going to be out of range for your next skill. So that just makes this useless. And also the other skills are really not that great, apart from this earthquake. Like the earthquake here is nice, and you could like do the basic attack and pull them back in and then follow up with something else. But that's pretty much it for this stance. Like here, I don't know, trick attack, you would need to charge it. It's only 1 level, so that would be okay. Maybe finish up, follow up with like a finishing strike. But I don't know, right now I'm not a huge fan of this stance. So for now I'm just using these two. Okay, so that's it for PvP pretty much. Then for PvE, I'm using Anger Tactic and Rampage Tactic. Basically these are your 2 Hammerage abilities or stances, and these are like the 2 vampire ones. And I don't like vampire in PvE because it reduces your damage by 1/3. It's just bad. No one wants that. So we're using these 2. I mean, technically you could use this and just spam like this tree all over and over and over, but that's boring. No one wants to do that. So yeah, for PvE, damage is the name of the game. We don't really need rage gain, especially now that the dodge move doesn't cost rage anymore. We don't really need rage gain. So I had a point left over, put it in here. 1% crit rate, it's nice. Brutal Smite, I put damage in here. In hindsight, those points will probably be spent better in a different skill, because this one doesn't actually do that much damage. Same here, honestly. I don't know why I did that. Maybe I just had the points left over, but I think I'll probably take those out, put them somewhere else. Then definitely decapitate, more damage. That's nice. And then most important, this is also not as important. You don't need those. That's cooldown reduction. So if you want to spend the belts somewhere else, like take these points out. Don't take these. But this is still okay to get. And then you get like the increased damage on this earthquake. And then sadly there's no increased damage on this. There's only rage and increased stun duration. Not that useful for PvE. It's nice to have for trash, I suppose, but I wouldn't really spend points on it. Alright, then going further on this stance, same thing again. Get like a little bit of additional damage. Reduce your physical defense a little bit more, but still good. See, like this is where I put more points in. Like here and here, I would put more points in with like the points saved like from this too, because that would probably scale better. Anyway, so now here we take this charge posture. You get a little bit of extra damage, and then but this one, it only lasts for 3 seconds, which is an issue right now. I'm hoping that this is gonna get buffed in the future to like 5 seconds, maybe 10. Then spinning attack. You don't put any points in it because it's kind of useless. And then you go assault, rapid attack, and then decapitate, more damage. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So for the rotation, what you want to do is you start with rampage attack. You go into rumbling ground. You go into charge posture, into spinning attack. That's your first like 3 hits. You swap stance. You use a cry of anger, ground, and earth shatter. Or shaker, sorry. And basically this one is still going to be affected by the buff of spinning attack, and the issue is like it's just barely too slow for charge posture buff, and that's the issue. Like right now the issue is like this doesn't really do that much, and I don't like that because it takes too long to like activate it, to like activate the next skills. So I'm a little bit debating right now whether I really want to skill this or not. But I still think this is probably the best, like the most fun PvE build at least. And then yeah, you basically, okay, so you go these 3 skills, you go into Earthquake. That's the first chain down, you can't get higher than 6. So then you stay in the stance and you go into Brutal Smite, Rapid Slash, Decapitate. You swap, and then you go Assault, Rapid Attack, and Decapitate. And that should roughly take exactly enough time for this Earthquake to come back up. So you go back into this, and you know, you just start the whole chain over, and that works out. Now, of course, oftentimes in PvE, this is not always going to work out. The rotation, something's always going to go wrong. You're going to miss an attack, which for some reason cancels your chain, which makes no sense, but hey, got to deal with what you have, I guess. So then back up, pull in. You would want to go for pull in, prompt decision, Rhapsody. You could also maybe like put skills damage into this. Especially Rhapsody is kind of okay, I guess. It's only 600. But if you have like low HP, it does more damage, but it's not that great. And then same on this one here. If you get screwed over, you use Trick Attack, Furious Cry into Finishing Strike. And yeah, that's pretty much like the rotation. Something you could consider if you don't think that you're gonna get Decapitate off, either here or here. What you can do is here you just use Furious Strike into Unjust Strike. That's okay. Let me see real quick. Yeah. I think this is like better. And then here you would go into this one, Bloodlust into Bloody Retribution. Now, if you do that, if you don't cast the Decapitate, then your skill cooldowns are not going to line up. So then you basically need to do, so let's assume you go this one, then you swap stance, you go bam, bam, bam. Then you would need to go Trick Attack, Furious Cry, Finishing Strike. You swap back into this stance, you go pull in, you go prompt decision into Rhapsody, then you go back, and then you would start this. That works as well. Issue with Decapitate, it's a pretty long charge. For some reason, you still get slowed down by 75%, and there's no way to decrease that. I don't know why they decided to remove that passive without compensating Berserkers for it. They should have just made it that charge skills don't slow you as much, but things might change. For non-chain skills, there's not really all that good stuff, honestly, for us. I skilled this for testing it a little bit. After testing it, I would say do not get it. It just increases the cooldown on your dodge by so much. Effectively 60 seconds, unless you like put a point in here, then it's like 50 seconds recharge time. And honestly, it's too long. It's just really annoying having to wait for like the recharge, or not having dodges is very detrimental. Even though the dodge move is very weird right now compared to Japan. It doesn't cancel animations as properly. But yeah, and it's just not that good, honestly. Like the 40% attack bar, it's only 5 seconds. As usual, it buffs for some reason last like very short time. So, And then like here, I don't know, I don't get anything really. You get Fighting Spirit because you want to use this to like then use your Murderous Intent and fight as well. Murderous Intent, I suppose you could get this one was, I think. Yeah, like all party members get like 10%. This one could be worth it. I used it while leveling, I think. I tried it once. And for some reason, when I skilled this, the boss didn't get the debuff anymore. So that's why I'm not skilling it right now. I'll have to try this again. You know what? We could actually just try this real quick. Let's just put 1 point in and we'll see. The issue with that skill is, I mean, right now... Oh yeah, I need to just swap stances real quick. Or tactics. Okay, the issue right now is that it's only physical damage, first of all. And it's only 5 meter increase. 5 meter radius, so... hitting someone else with that is not really happening. But yeah, as you can see, like I have it. And it's not affected for some reason. So yeah, that's why you don't want to skill it. I don't know if that's a bug or if it's intended. I would assume it's a bug because it's supposed to be an additional effect. And well, now I wasted like 5 gold if I reset this. Oh, whatever. But yeah, basically that's the issue. I assume it's a bug because it's supposed to be an additional effect. But right now it just doesn't work. I don't know. And then obviously this would be better. Just the flat out the flat out see, now it doesn't actually show up there. Bleach down. Nearby enemies armor decrease. No, it's still on there, but it just doesn't do it. I don't know. It's weird. So yeah, that's pretty much it for PvE. It's no point in putting any points in these, honestly. I don't know. The non-stand skills are kind of meh for Berserker for PvE. And abilities is honestly exactly the same as PvP. You just get all the damage and that's it. That's not much else. Even yeah, on PvE as well, you would just go down here, but then you would take the 30% flat damage increase. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So this is what I'm using for PvE and PvP. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna upload this video to YouTube. And then yeah, if you have any questions, just put them in the comments below or just come to my stream. I guess that works as well. Just put them in the chat. And yeah, make sure to follow the stream, subscribe to the YouTube channel, the usual yada yada. So yeah, see you guys and have fun with your Berserker.